It's easy to take for granted how seeing things in color makes them more exciting, more alive. But this? Boring. Your eyes are likely glazing over right about now. And you probably want to click away. That's what happens when you take the color out of everything. We good? Some would say I'm living with a smartphone addiction. I would say I'm just living. But yes, over the last couple of weeks, I've decided to take some steps to do something about this problem. I've decided to make my phone, well, kind of suck. I put my iPhone in Grayscale and kept it that way for a week. Looks like the iPhone in newsprint. I bet that smoke's blue. The first day was not good. Instagram looked like my grandmother's photo album. YouTube was like just Charlie Chaplin videos everywhere. It's kind of a funny story how I got here. A couple of months ago, I started testing Apple's screen time, which is a part of its new iOS 12 operating system, which is coming out in the coming weeks. And it lets you set all these sorts of limits about how much time you use your phone and which apps, and it tells you all about the time you're on your phone. I set some limits, but yeah, I ignored those all. So I decided I needed to take a bigger step, and I decided to go see Dr. David Greenfield, an internet psychologist. And one of the things he suggested was to try Grayscale.
I think it will help reduce the amount you tap on certain apps because those apps are going to be less appealing to you. And if something's less appealing, it'll be less pleasurable, therefore less dopamine. So the idea is that it'll be less habit-forming or less addictive.
By day 2, I was definitely checking my phone less, but even better than that was that I wasn't checking Instagram or Twitter as compulsively as I usually do. And if I did go into the feeds, they were just so boring that I would want to do something else, like literally anything else. That's why it's really frustrating that Apple didn't put this in screen time. Google's well-being controls for the newest version of Android, which pretty much no one has yet, automatically switches to Grayscale at the end of the day. Yeah, so Apple buries the Grayscale setting deep in here. You have to go to Settings, General, Accessibility, Display Accommodations, flick on Color Filters, and then Grayscale. On Wednesday morning, I was playing with my son before breakfast, but then I wanted to take a photo of him, naturally, being the cutest kid in the world, and it was hard to tell what I was actually capturing through the black and white viewfinder. But there's actually a good trick. Back in those accessibility settings, if you can find those again, you can program the button on the side of the iPhone to launch color filters. Wow, it's beautiful. The blue in the Twitter, it's like I smoked a Crayola crayon. So I've decided I'm going to go gray when I really want to enforce my limits, and I think that's going to be a good chunk of my day. It's just been way more effective for me than Apple's easy to override screen time limits. It's like trying to put a lock on a cigarette pack. But for now, this is helping me look up from my phone and discover all the color in my real world.